Hi, we are back. Thank you very much. It was a bit of a longer intermission that we had here. I want to say, we actually had pizza.
Yeah.
Someone got us pizza, which was pretty amazing.
So this is the one thing that Jim really wants to do is we push our events for Legacy of the North. We push our events to like really cater to the community. So I think the last time we did like a 1K, he and his wife brought samosas for everybody.
Samosas!
Yeah.
Woo!
So this time around, I think the easiest way was like pizza because he's not familiar with the area yet.
That's fair. Yet.
We will be.
Yet.
We will be. Yes.
With the new partnership, right? For Legacy of the North and Enter the Battlefield is where you may be watching this live. I do believe, Ben, you are also streaming this too?
Yeah, so you can find this on YouTube at LazyMTG. And then it's also on Twitch at LazyTCG.
Okay, so a couple places we're streaming now on the Enter the Battlefield live stream, and then two other. Oh,
I will say though.
Oh, okay.
If you are watching it on my channels, please check out the main ETB Canada on Twitch. Mm-hmm. I won't be as responsive to like messages on the YouTube channels. Be more responsive on your guys' channel.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and kind of vice versa as well, right? You know, I know for us at ETB Canada, you know, we have many different social media platforms. You can see those kind of down below over here, right? YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and you know, Ben with the what he was just saying of the Legacy of the North too. So make sure to follow all those platforms, follow this channel as well, and you know, subscribe to those YouTube ones and TikTok. So we are going to be getting into round 3 momentarily. We had some really exciting round 1 and 2. Round 1, we had 2 depths players diving into the depths of their decks. One of them basically copying the other's dark depths with his own Thespian Sage and then killing him into some good little control back and forth. And you know, round 2, I should say, we had Grixis Delver versus Mono Black Scam.
Yes.
And that one, Ben, how would you say that one went? That's one way to put it.
I'm lost for words.
I think so for that piece, right?
Yes, we do. Not yet.
Not yet.
I will set that up now if you want to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we had a Grixis Delver player versus our Mono Black Scam deck. So kind of like our traditional Scam in Modern, if you're familiar with that. Reanimating things has the spell Reanimate, right? Grief is a big piece of that. And the Delver player and how the Delver decks go, they weren't able to pull the right hands. Game 1 was close. Game 2 just seemed like the Delver player couldn't get the right pieces that they needed in their matchup for that game. So that's pretty tough.
So I think we actually did see a really good example of Delver trying to accomplish its game plan, and it was just digging really hard for an answer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Chris just fell a little bit short, not being able to find those answers with the cards that he had. But yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be grabbing our players in our matchup next. We're going to try to grab their deck lists as well, just so we have that in front of us. Are you okay? Or we can grab maybe someone to get it too, if Chris or Frank maybe can help with that. And then we will see it. I've been told that this is a bit of a spicy matchup, so I'm looking forward to see what that looks like. So we're going to quickly sift through some of our deck lists here. It's like marking some homework.
The problem is I need help with the deck list, so it's hard to find somebody when they're not busy.
Yes, that's fair.
Okay,
so who are we looking for here?
I believe we will be having Steven Liao versus Pavel Samsonov. So if you are a follower of my channel, you are very familiar with these two players.
Ooh.
But they are also players that constantly change their decks. So I have no idea what we're in for today.
Is that what I see as a deck name from one of them?
Yes, it is.
Ooh, okay.
So we'll put that up on screen.
Yeah, I'm going to start putting that there.
Yeah, so
oh, wow. You had both of them in yours?
What can I say?
Unfair. It's unfair.
What can I say? Paperwork loves me.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Frank sometimes, he's working the best he can, okay? So let's cut Frank a little bit of slack.
This is saying that lazy is a very is a downplay.
Yeah. And I'm trying to see on our left here, I saw a Pokemon card. So it looks like we have a Pokemon player up to the
So I believe it is Steven on player 1 side.
Steven
and
on player 1?
Pavel on player 2 side.
Okay, so Steven here. How do we do the names?
So the deck books that we are looking at right now is showing Steven on Wizard Tribal and his opponent Pavel on classic Sultai Beans. So Sultai Beans, there is a little bit of an uproar in the Legacy community at the moment. A lot of people say that the Dimir Rescaminator deck is like around the best deck at the format. I still personally believe that Sultai Beans is a contender for best deck in the format.
It's a good deck
It is
right
a good
now.
deck, yeah. But I am very inexperienced in Wizard Tribal, so we're gonna see how Steven pilots this game and what tools he has at his disposal. It looks like it is an Aether Vial list.
Ooh,
So-
I always like a little Aether Vial.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see if Pavel can leverage his wastelands properly. If it is truly Wizard Tribal, it might be a monocolored deck. So that wasteland that Sultai Beans really leverages might not do a lot of work in the long run.
Yeah, and I think what's kind of interesting too, right? Looking at this deck, that we have Wizard Tribal, right, for Pavel.
Yeah.
You know, we have 3 Stifles in here, 3 Step Throughs, right? 4 Force of Will, Paradigm Shift, right? We have. What else do we have here? 4 Thassa's Oracle as well, right? So this is kind of a spicy list that we're going to see here. And, you know, for Sultai Beans, for those who are unfamiliar, Up the Beanstalk, right, is an amazing card that, you know, printed very recently too, and kind of has really changed the format almost a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely completely changed and warped Modern's format, and I don't think it's done that to the same extent in Legacy, but it's definitely made control decks. It's really brought it back to the forefront from back when it was playing Counter Top Miracles. But yeah, control decks are very, very well situated at the moment.
And they're just gonna finish resolving their mulligans here, and then we'll just switch over straight to the game here. So, yeah, this Wizard Tribal, I'm looking forward to see, and we'll figure out if it's gonna be able to. It looks like we're starting right into the game. We'll transition over. Island, Aether Vial, go.
That, I believe, is the start that Steven wants to see.
The game's over. It's that was pretty good. No, I'm just kidding. Force of Will. Okay, respecting the Aether Vial right away, and I think that's the good thing to do. Pavel's going to want to be able to counter any of the creatures that Steven's trying to put down, and Aether Vial just gets around that because it's a put action.
Yes. So it'll basically render all of Pavel's counter magic pretty useless. The good thing about Sultai Beans is it does have a bit of board interaction, so even if he does let one of those threats through and lands it on the board, he can always kind of pick it off instead of using a counter spell.
Yeah, and for those who are in the chat, right, it seems like we're up to 11 viewers. That's amazing. We have Papa Mark. I will say hello as well. I saw you liked the green jacket. You know, for Legacy, I thought, you know, why not be the mean green fighting machine for us today? But, you know, we're here to watch some Sultai and some Wizard Tribal.
Yes.
And to those others who are watching, you know, say hi in chat to us, right, to others. Make sure to drop us a follow on all the platforms that we have here too. And those who may be on YouTube or other platforms that may be watching through Ben's way, by all means, drop a subscribe there. And what is this card that he's just played? Cavern of Souls, probably naming, I'm going to guess, Wizard.
Yeah, most likely Wizard. Yeah, I think I might be too unfamiliar with a lot of these cards myself. It's kind of one of my prides to be able to identify cards really quickly from very small images, but this one might be stumping me. Is it Mist Meadow Vanisher?
We will find out. We're gonna use our handy dandy computer here and see if this may be it.
Yeah. There is a Lorien reveal cycle from Pavel, finding an Underground Sea. So it's not Mist Meadow Vanisher.
Yeah.
Is it just Fairy Seer?
Maybe. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen this one. If
Could also
anyone
be Patron.
recognizes it in the chat, please let us know.
Yes, please do.
We are a team effort here.
It is not Fairy Seer.
No, it's not a Fairy Sphere. Looks like he's just gonna Fatal Push this. Whatever this creature is, it's dead. It doesn't matter. And a Wasteland, get rid of that. You know, Pavel's only on 1 land here. Of course, Steven has, wow, just passes, draw pass.
Okay, so we're gonna see Steven try to cycle a step through here. Try to find a wizard.
I wonder if he has wizards in his deck for him to cycle through.
He might be wearing them. He might be like running out.
Ooh. And it looks like
So I believe that this one is Ingenious Prodigy.
Ingenious Prodigy.
I think so. This might be Patron Wizard.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're throwing things against the wall.
We got it.
Hoping sticks.
Oh yeah, no, the first one was Ingenious Prodigy.
Okay, so the first one is Ingenious.
Okay, we're off to a rolling start here. We're learning the deck too as we go.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Steven is going to be playing this Patron Wizard, I
Patron
assume.
Wizard?
Yeah.
Let's try this one here. Okay, and we'll pull it up here for everyone in a second here.
Yeah,
Once
so
we
Steven's
find
going to
it.
draw an Otawara Soaring City for his land for turn. Cavern of Souls, and that's probably going to be naming wizards once again.
So I've never seen this card. And this
Neither
card looks
have I.
pretty good. I'm going to read it. It says, tap an untapped wizard you control. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. So
I've never heard of this card in my life.
This is pretty good. Triple blue, but we know it's a mono blue. And just scoops.
Wow. Okay, so this is a Thassa's Oracle that
Would
Pavel
scry
has
for
just-
5. It's gonna
Yeah.
because their devotion is okay. Wow.
So
That just happened.
yeah, hopefully as we become familiar with these cards and these deck lists, we will be focusing on the gameplay just a little tad more. I believe that the main win Steven is trying to establish here, from what I can tell, is he is trying to paradigm shift and then use Thassa's Oracle to kind of close out the game. So Thassa's Oracle, a really powerful card where
yes.
you check the amount of devotion that you have to blue, and if you have equal to or less than the amount of cards in your deck, you just immediately win the game. Will, do you want to read out what Paradigm Shift quickly does?
Yeah, it says remove all cards from your library. Remove all cards in your library from the game. Shuffle your graveyard into your library.
Yeah, so as long as
Woo.
Steven keeps his graveyard small and does the Paradigm Shift, he can Thassa's Oracle, and he had his Devotion to 5. Maybe that's what we kind of missed here, because Paradigm Shift is a 2-drop.
Yeah, and this it's going to be pretty tough, especially if he's going to be able to use his wizards, which he's got a lot of, to just counter almost everything that Pavel has there. And he was only on one land. I think he probably didn't draw one, and it was,
Yeah,
the game's almost
maybe
over
that's
there.
what Pavel scooped to, was like
Yeah.
he just didn't have the resources to keep up, and we saw him ponder, and I believe he shuffled to draw a card, and maybe he just didn't find the resource that he is getting.
Yeah.
That is one of the drawbacks from Sultai Beans, is because you are playing like with a powerful card like Wasteland, you do set yourself back. You are still a control deck. You still need to make your land drops. It's still very important.
Yes.
Obviously, Up the Beanstalk helps with that, but yeah.
And these are just some of the other cards that we're going to be looking through that are in his deck. Whenever Mist Meadow Vanisher becomes tapped, exile up to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent. Return that to the battlefield under its owner's control at the
Wow.
beginning of the next end step.
So that allows Steven to very easily deal with any kind of token threat. Like it
Yeah.
can deal with all the Merit Lodges we're seeing.
Yeah,
it can
there's
deal
a
with
lot of
the
lands there.
Urza. Yeah, it can deal with the Urza Saga tokens. If he really needs to re-trigger Thassa's Oracle, he can flicker his own Thassa's Oracle.
Scry a bunch.
Yeah,
Maybe try to win again.
Is it creatures or is it
Non-land, non-token permanent. So actually, no.
So he can't flicker the tokens.
Yeah,
but
can't-
if he needs to reset his Aether Vial, he can flicker his Aether Vial and kind of reset the counters on that.
Even for Murktide region, right? Like if
Yeah.
it's a 7/7, right? You
Yeah.
flicker it, it comes in. Now it's just a 3/3.
Yeah.
And you can maybe race it more efficiently, or that just seems pretty good nonetheless.
Yeah, it depends on the style of Sultai Beans that Pavel is working with. Depending on the main threat that he's going with, I know there's a split between whether you want to be playing Uro as your main threat or if you want to be playing Murktide region. They don't really play well together, but yeah.
Which one is he playing in here? If
Oh,
we're
yeah, we
looking
can
here, it looks
check.
like the 4 of Murktide region is
Yeah.
what Pavel is playing here with
Yeah.
the 4 Orcish Bowmaster. Bowmasters can be pretty good in this matchup. I feel like it. But I don't know if he has too many X1s, though, because this Patron Wizard is a 2/2. So we'll see. But we do know Orcish Bowmaster, ever since you know, the printing of Lord of the Rings has been a big impact. And
Yeah.
Ben, what are maybe some other cards from the Lord of the Rings set that we might see here today? We know Orcish Bowmaster B1. What might else we could see?
So probably the next one in line is most likely going to be the One Ring.
The One Ring.
Currently ravaging Modern as like the
Oh,
best
goodness.
card advantage engine. It is an engine itself. But it's probably going to be the most likely one we're going to see other than Orcish Bowmasters, just because leveraging your card advantage is very important, and no other cards kind of give you protection for an entire turn. So when we're expecting to be in a field full of Murktide Regents or huge threats like Uro, buying yourself one turn of protection is enough to just kind of turn the tables against your
Yep.
opponent.
And if you haven't seen the One Ring, this card is crazy.
It's bonkers. It's pretty bonkers.
Yeah, you cast it, you have protection from everything.
Yes, you
Oh.
have protection from everything. And then this is actually most commonly used as, instead of a protection spell like a fog, it's more commonly used as a combo card. So it pairs very well with Paradox Engine.
Ooh.
So Commander players, be jealous. Yes, Legacy
It's
players get to
not
play
banned.
Paradox Engine. Yeah, so we've seen it before where someone has just cast a Paradox Engine. They have Grim Monoliths, they have Basalt Monoliths, and they just use Lotus Petals and Mox Opals to untap all of their permanents, and they just draw massive amounts of cards and then just slam like an Emrakul or something.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah. Cloud Post players, hopefully we see a little bit of Cloud Post today.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
It's a very classic traditional deck. It's the Legacy version of Tron. But yeah, they also play the One Ring, and that's because it really struggles with card advantage as well. Like, there's a lot of those green decks that are struggling.
Yeah, it's a big thing. And it looks like we're into game 2 here, right? We had Steven with our Wizard Tribal deck take game 1 pretty convincingly, I have to say. You know, Pavel only had one land at one point there and kind of scooped to a couple of the things that hit the board, and it looks like he's keeping whatever's on top and drawing from that ponder.
Yeah, and I think this goes to show that Legacy isn't just all about turn 1 wins or huge combos.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot about micromanaging your resources and ensuring that you can manage your resources and lands better than your opponent. Because Wasteland is such a prominent policeman in the format.
Yeah, I like that, a little policeman.
Yeah, with Force of Will, the pair of them together, they do a really good job of keeping people under control.
Looks like a Brainstorm here from Pavel. He already knows what 2 of these cards are, I guess, too. So looks like getting Wastelanded right away too afterwards, right, in response to it. So
Yeah.
probably going to be putting back some of these cards that he may not need right now. Steven, I'm pretty sure, did draw the Wasteland and then into playing it, so we're not sure if he has another land. You know, he's going to be trying to work off of low resources. Looks like he's got a Thassa's Oracle in there. Looks like maybe a Force of Will. Stifle the Fetch. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
what a classic
This
play.
is, and so the Brainstorm cards are still on top.
Yes.
Has no land.
So this just goes back to say, like, can you manage your resources better than your opponent? Can you deny them as
Does he
much
have land?
as possible?
Okay, he does have land at
He
least.
does find the land
Okay,
drop.
okay.
That's good. That's
Oh
good.
my goodness. Does
So-
he have another Stifle?
To answer Spazzy Whackjob's question, no, it does not look like Steven has any vehicles in his deck for tapping his creatures.
Okay, we have 2 fetch lands. I think Pavel's going to be a bit more careful in cracking these fetches.
Yeah, he has to be a little bit more strategic and can't just blindly do it.
Yeah. Wow. Whew. Okay.
There's a Bayou.
Yeah. So all colors almost hypothetically assembled here.
Yeah, I'm hoping Steven just has a grip of stifles.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. It looks like Force of Will, Thassa's Oracle. This is our Spirit, or our,
This is our
Fairy,
Fairy
Wizard.
Seer.
Yeah, so it's going to scry too, I believe, right? We'll pull it up here. Fairy. Our little fairy lady here. Oh, there, perfect. Yeah, so when it enters the battlefield, scry 2. And it's just a 1/1 flyer for 1.
Yeah, so can we see what these 2 cards, I think one of them is an Aether Vial, but he is shipping it to the bottom because we are kind of deep into the game where Aether Vial is not going to be too relevant. However, Steven's deck is very low curved, so maybe he just doesn't value the Aether Vial as much right now.
Yeah, and it looks like he has a Spellstutter Sprite in hand too, I think, right? So,
so.
yeah, so we kind of know a lot of what Steven has here. Oh, this is one of these new lands here.
Yeah,
Our
so
Surveil land.
yeah, you mentioned earlier that a lot of the new sets actually are kind of influencing Legacy, and although legacy players don't like too much change.
No,
it is
they don't.
very refreshing. Having powerful lands are things that we gladly welcome.
Ooh. Okay, plays a wasteland. Okay, lets it happen.
Yeah, no stifle for that one.
No.
So this is a Witherbloom command. Looks like he's going to try to destroy the Fairy Seer and make
Spell.
Steven discard, but oh, there's a Spellstutter Sprite.
So I wonder if Pavel's going to fight over this. Personally, I don't know if I'm fighting over this. Yes, there's a little bit of damage on the board now. 2 each turn.
I'm actually curious as to why Pavel might want to do this. Like, the power of Witherbloom command is you can mill 3 cards and you can get a permanent back to your hand. And generally, the Sultai player wants to be grabbing back the wastelands to restrict your opponent's mana. But Wasteland not very strong here. There's not a lot of good permanents in Pavel's graveyard.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It looks like he's just going to delve out this and...
Yeah, that's a murderous cut from Pavel.
So in response... So he's going to... Wait. Okay.
So what's happening here is Pavel is going to murderous cut the Spellstutter Sprite with the ability on the stack. Spellstutter Sprite will only have 1 fairy on the board, so it'll no longer counter the Witherbloom command.
Okay. So we know that Steven does have a Force of Will on hand. Is he wanting to fight over this?
I think so. This is like, you've caused Pavel to dedicate so many resources to this line of action.
Yeah. And that looks like we were just looking at that too earlier. But yeah, okay, it's all happened. That still gets countered.
Yep.
Wow, that was a lot that happened for 2 fairies to still be on the board.
The good thing is even though they're 1/1s, Steven has attackers, and Pavel's kind of just sitting here.
Oh, okay. This is what we looked at earlier, right?
Yeah.
This is our wizard that every time you tap another wizard, any wizard, counter target spell unless its controller pays. So anything that Pavel's going to try to cast, it could cost 3.
Yeah, so he basically turns each of his wizards into a daze. Right?
Oh my. It seems like he's trying to sink his teeth in here, and I don't know if Pavel's going to be able to get out of this.
Well, we'll see. It just seems like Steven had the answers whenever he needed them.
Yeah. Like he plays a 1-drop, and he has to pay 4 mana. Like anything.
He does.
Any spell.
And if Steven continues to draw wastelands, he can adopt a Delver type strategy where he can just start stripping away Pavel's lands, and the only way Pavel can come back is if he finds that Life from the Loam.
Wow, yeah, I think you just have to pass. Anything you play gets countered.
Yep.
And I think Steven just either plays another...
I think he just keeps committing wizards to the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're deploying a go wide strategy. So this is the Ingenious Prodigy that we
looked at earlier. So it has...
Skulk.
Whoa!
What a throwback mechanic.
And it enters with a X11 counters on it for how much was spent, so it's going to come in with 2... He just counters this, no? Well, maybe not. He's just letting him resolve. I guess you want to be countering whatever else happens here.
Yeah, maybe Steven's hoping that he could try to brainstorm lock Pavel.
Maybe we'll check this card out a bit so people can see it too, and then we'll hop back to the main one.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of your upkeep, if Ingenious Prodigy has 1 or more counters on it, you may remove 1 of them, and you can draw a card. That's pretty good too. A little bit of card advantage.
Yeah, which will help Steven now kind of constrict his opponent in his resources.
Yeah, and he just drew, right? So he's going to draw for turn, draw for taking off 1 counter.
Yeah.
Oh, gonna name Homunculus. No.
I would have thought ape.
Ape?
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Okay, so Steven thinking about what he wants to do.
It's a bit of an interesting, you want to start whittling away at Pavel's life total, but you want to keep as many wizards up as you can to just counter something too.
Yeah.
Does Pavel have any large board wipes to maybe try to deal with this, or anything to kind of kill all these little...
Out of the board, he should have access to things like engineered explosives. We can take a quick look here. From what I can tell, there's nothing that will cleanly answer the board. Usually, these style decks would have a Plague Engineer, but I'm not seeing one out of Pavel. Maybe it's the Pernicious
Yeah, I
Steed.
think the Pernicious Steed, and it is only a 1-of in the side, so I'm going to presume that he brought that in, but that's really the only thing that can cleanly answer the whole board.
Yes.
if done correctly, but then it has to stick too, right? And an Orcish Bowmaster, okay.
Orcish Bowmasters actually does quite nice.
Yes, that's good. It can ping something, shoot something here, right? There's a couple good targets.
Yeah.
Any wizard you shoot here, right, is a good one to shoot.
Is this another spell starter sprite?
Oh my goodness, if it is. Oh my goodness, it is.
Oh, I love this card. You know, I love spell starter sprite.
Blue.
So this spell starter sprite is also uncounterable. I did not realize that spell starter sprite was a wizard.
I believe it is, right? So
And it's got to be if Steven's playing it in his wizard tribal deck. Yeah, so we're just pulling it up.
let's see. Yeah, it's a fairy wizard.
Wow.
See, now the heads up play here for Steven is he actually names red with Cavern of Souls and then blue, right? Because it's still uncounterable, but you just
Yes.
name an off color.
Yes.
You have to do something like that.
I'm okay with this one.
Yeah.
This is an establishment of dominance that I agree with.
Yes. It's little things like that. Whenever I'm playing goblins, right, and I have my Cavern of Soul, I'm always doing something fun like that.
Yeah,
Especially in a board state where it isn't looking too good for Pavel here, and this game might be over soon.
I think so. Like Pavel is trying to. He used Mystic Sanctuary to return the Murderous Cut to the top of his deck. Now he's recasting a Murderous Cut to try to get rid of this Patron Wizard. Patron Wizard is just going to make Pavel tap out here.
Okay.
It's done its job.
He did kill probably one of the biggest.
Knowing Steven, he's just going to go, okay, my turn, Patron Wizard.
Yeah. We know he's a Thassa's Oracle. He's going to draw another one for turn. He removed a counter. He only has a 0/1, but
Wow, he top decks another Spell Stutter Sprite.
that's good. Do you play Thassa's Oracle here?
I wouldn't be opposed to it because you've now run out of counters to remove from your Ingenious Prodigy, so you don't really have cards to draw.
Yep.
So being able to just look at a bunch of cards from the top of your library and you can kind of plan out what you want to do next is a really great advantage here. Maybe if Steven can set up
two.
a step through to find another Patron Wizard.
Yeah. I think that may be what.
Yeah, because I think
And-
we're seeing double Thassa's Oracle in that pile.
Yep. Only one on top? I thought Thassa's was 2.
I think you can choose any number.
Oh, okay, any
Yes.
number. Okay, I was about to say, I'm surprised. I guess if you're going to be cycling next turn, right? So,
Yes.
yeah, whatever you are going to be getting, you ain't going to be getting it. So,
Well, there's a
Murktide. Okay, that's pretty good.
And I'm pretty sure that was off the top for Pavel.
Yeah, Let's see how big this thing becomes. So 7/7 it looks like it will be. That's pretty strong.
I think it is an 8/8.
80?
Yeah.
80? Oh, I missed one there. Okay, keeping this. So it's a little bit bigger than a 1/1 flyer.
The good thing is Steven can kind of work his way in, and he has a little bit of time because his creatures are naturally flying. Murktide isn't as evasive against Steven as it normally would be.
Yeah, he's got these little chump blockers that he can, almost indefinitely put in front of Murktide.
Yeah.
He's at 13 though, so he still has lots of life to play with here.
Yeah. If he can find another Thassa's Oracle or a Flicker ability, he can use the step through that he's going to be drawing next turn to cycle for. I guess he can cycle for one of those two, and then he just needs to find like a paradigm shift.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what he drew here. Well, actually, we know what he drew.
He does draw the step through.
So probably land and we step through in at some point here. Maybe just right now.
Yeah.
Try to see what you can find.
I don't know
is
what
his
he
sideboard
gets.
Are there any wizards in his sideboard? Because
There's a Magus of the Moon, so you do need red.
yeah, see,
Wow.
look at that. The one of.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have step throughs, you can search for
Yeah, you
whatever
can
you
get-
need to.
Stone.
I'm not sure what Phyrexian Censor is.
Yeah.
Is that a new card?
I don't know.
Is it from March of the Machines?
It probably, knowing us, it probably is. Where is our Phyrexian Censor?
It's
It
a
is.
white creature.
It is a wizard. Each player can't cast more than one non-Phyrexian spell each turn. Non-Phyrexian creatures enter the battlefield tapped.
Ah, so it's like a Storm Hate card.
Huh.
Yes.
That's actually kinda
cool,
nice.
Yeah. But I think he just is wizard cycling for his main game planner. And Pavel double checking on what it is.
Yeah.
Do we have an idea?
I do not know which one.
Is that a different artwork of Patron Wizard?
I hope not. but knowing how Magic has become, there's about 12 different artworks for each card nowadays.
Yes, yeah.
And this might be a Marvel series. I'm sorry, everybody. That was too much.
We can't play that. We can't do that timeline because then people will get sick of it. We don't want that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it's getting cast. I think. Maybe just checking what has been cast so far, right? I'm just going to start searching up wizards in this list here.
Yeah. Is it this? I don't even know what this word is. Affetto Grifter? Is it double T?
Is it double T? I can't.
Oh, it is
Okay,
an Affetto
okay.
Grifter.
It is.
Oh, it is.
Okay. We don't know what this card is. Okay, we got to change this, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Affetto Grifter. Okay, interesting. So this is the new height. Tap 2, untapped wizards you control, tap target permanent.
So this is a really good way of locking down that Murktide region. If you can't remove it from the board, we can just keep it permanently tapped.
Maze of it.
Yes, it's a maze of it on a creature.
Yeah, it says, you see that Murktide? It's never attacking me. I don't have to put a wizard in front of it.
Yeah,
Or my
who
fairies.
needs a vehicle when you have another wizard to do what you want?
Yeah. It is a 1/1 though. And I do worry about it for Orcish Bowmaster. Okay, the namesake. Up the beanstalk. Stealth. Into a veil.
Yeah, that's a
of
veil of summer.
He's gonna say, no, my spell is gonna come down. I'm gonna draw a card too. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
Where you're going to see Steven double checking what Veil of Summer does. Maybe it's just been a while since he's seen one.
I'll pull up Veil of Summer 2. This is a fun card that is very annoying.
I wouldn't say it's a fun card. Definitely
What?
very annoying.
It's one for us that. Where is our Veil of Summer here? If I knew how to spell, then I'd have it. There we go. Veil of Summer here. So it reads, draw a card if an opponent has cast a blue or black spell this turn. Very good up against a mono blue deck. And then your permanents you control gain hexproof from black and blue till the end of turn. So, and your spells can't be countered this turn. So really good card sometimes if someone's trying to storm off or just protect your permanents from whatever, or spells, whenever someone's trying to do.
Yeah. So now we've kind of reached a game state where Pavel he is a little bit on the back foot, but I don't think it's too bad because he does have the life. Yeah, he does have enough life to just kind of take beats from Steven's like go wide style of board state here.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting too how Steven plays around tapping Murktide when he wants to, right, to get in for some damage, but then also tapping it maybe on the upkeep or before combat. So he's going to get in for wow.
So he's just going to go straight in
and going to take 7 maybe on the backswing here, right?
Yeah, I think he must have something prepared. I don't know. Like he does have
Orcish Bowmaster, yeah.
Ooh, so this is gonna deal with that wizard, like you were saying.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The X1s have become a lot tougher to play in Legacy because of Orcish Bowmaster, even in Modern too, right?
Yes,
like it's become a very strong card, and we've seen a lot of it in the deck list today. Anyone that's playing black.
Mm-hmm. Is there a Psionic Blast in Steven's list? Does he have that blue burn spell? I'm so curious.
I wouldn't put it past him with what he's playing today.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Force of Will. He can either deal 4 damage or he can pitch it to Force of Will.
Yeah. So he's going to be able to chunk Steven here for a bit, but really, how much do you want to push of damage?
Yeah, so because the Orcish Bowmaster and the Orc Army token, they don't have flying.
Oh, wow.
It does look like Pavel is going to play the safer plan and not attack with this Murktide.
Yeah. Keep it up. Just draw Cavern of Soul. Not the draw Steven's looking for right now.
Yeah, do we get a glimpse of what the second card in his hand is?
No, I'm not 100% sure right now what else he has there. He's doing some math because he is maybe going to attack. Yeah, math.
Just going to go straight in.
Math is for the defender.
There's
not
the
attacker.
Shieldred's Edict.
Okay, we found out what his other card was.
Yep.
Hard cast Force of Will. I'm not going to lose a life.
Yeah, so this is where it comes to every point of life counts, especially when Pavel has a full-on Murktide.
So he's going to take 4. He has 4 flyers, 1 on the ground.
Yeah.
Take 4, go to 2.
So I think this is where Pavel has to make the decision on whether he wants to attack with these orcs or not. I believe
He's dead on board. He's dead. He's dead on board. He has to deal with one of the flyers right now.
Is Steven at 17 or 19?
He should be at 19. Oh wow!
Oh, there's another
what a
Orcish
good top
Bowmaster,
deck.
yeah.
Or he had it all along, and was just slow punt. Okay, so he's not dead next turn. And attacks for 1. Good call.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if this is slipping away from Steven.
He was in the driver's seat. We know what his other card is, Cavern of Souls. And
There's a step through.
Step through. What could Steven get with a step through that could really push him to the finish line here? I can't.
Yeah, I think what might be the weakness of Steven's deck is, even though he does have a 2-card combo, he doesn't have a good way of finding paradigm shift.
Yeah.
So is Steven
Hard? What is happening here?
I'm not sure.
Is he deciding how he wants it? What?
I think he's playing the land first and then
Then hard
casting
it?
What does it do hard cast?
What does step through even do hard cast? Where is step through?
I don't think we
I didn't pull it up.
put it up.
Now,
Does it make it unblockable?
he's just scooping. So whatever it did, it returned 2 target creatures. Oh, wow! So that would be the game. That would. Let's look at this. So it says return 2 target creatures to their owner's hands, and he just returned Murktide Region, and then he has no blocker, and he has 2 in the air. And that's it.
True. That's right.
Right? Because he still had 2. He'd go to 1 at this instant, and then he's dead.
Yeah, and Pavel didn't have a second blue card because he does have the Forcible in hand,
Oh,
but he doesn't have the
my.
mana to hard cast it.
Wow. Okay,
Wow,
I
so-
guess that was it.
Wizard Tribal takes it over.
I think it's
Sultai
3-0.
Beans.
Is it 3-0? Wizard Tribal?
I think it might be. Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh.
It might be 2-1. I think it is 2-1.
Well, nonetheless.
Nonetheless, it had a great showing. Doesn't need to combo finish. Classic Fairy Temple beatdown.
Wow.
Very interesting deck.
Step through kind of really came around throughout the entire game there. I feel like getting all the pieces that he needed, right?
Yeah.
Some of these wizards I've never even heard from, right?
Yeah.
And where's our little friend here? We didn't see any of this Phyrexian Censor, right?
No.
But where is it? Oh yeah, this as well, right? Our Grifter. I just love that name.
Yeah, and I think Patron Wizard is the
Patron
the
Wizard,
card
where
that
is
you're
it? There we
looking
go, this
Yes.
one. So, and it did work, right? It made it harder for our player to just go through it. It's just
Yeah.
What set is this from?
I'm actually very happy to see step through. We very rarely see straight up tutors in Legacy. They are. Oh, the best one is always banned. Vampire Vampire Tutor.
Yep.
Banned in Legacy because it's too powerful.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you don't see cards like Demonic Tutor very often, right?
No.
Mainly because it is a sorcery, so it forces you to take a line of action and then commit to it. The plus side of step through is it's a cycle ability. You can cycle at instant speed, and traditionally you only see it in Cephalid Breakfast type plays.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
And-
that deck. Just
like-
play against sometimes.
Yeah, and being able to see step through, search for something that's not Thassa's Oracle is just so refreshing.
Yeah. That's fun. That's a spicy list, I have to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the spiciest we have here today, but I think on stream that was one of the best spicy we have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that it's the spiciest list that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's the only deck list that has played cards that have stumped me.
Yeah. It's I don't know what this is.
Yeah, throughout all of my commentary time, I've been able to identify cards. Steven played that one Affetto Grifter,
Yeah.
Grifter. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Where's our Grifter here?
yeah, he played this one card, and both of us were kind of like,
What is
"What
it?
are we looking at?"
Yeah.
We had no idea. But yeah,
Is this Legends? What set is this?
this is
No.
Onslaught.
Onslaught. Huh. I don't even know if there's any other printings of this. Nope.
It does not look
Doesn't
like it.
look like it.
It's a single printing, but yeah.
Amazing. So awesome third round that we just had there. By looks like they're kind of chatting it out right now. And oh, that's not us. Wow. Round 3. More
Yes.
Magic to come too.
Oh yeah, so excited. I want to see what's kind of like looming around the room right now.
Yeah, it should be good to see kind of what is up next. I just need some water. I'm about to choke, feels like it. So
Yes.
give me one moment.
Actually, why don't we just go to break?
Go to break? Let's
Yeah,
go to
we
break,
do a
everybody.
quick-
We'll see you for round 4, and we'll be back, okay?